Okay, so did I lose you for a second there? I hope not. I was trying out a new feature, which is sharing my screen. I took you to myplate.com, which is a government website, USDA government website, that allows you to use their tools, which can help you choose a good diet plan based on everything we've been talking about this month. So I don't know if you were there to catch that or not. I'm not seeing comments when I'm on my computer, which is how I've been able to do this lately. So really sorry about that. I hope some of you are out there watching because we are still in the middle of balanced diet, balanced workout month, which is March. Today is St. Patty's Day. So of course I didn't forget, I'm wearing my green, drinking green. Well, it's actually water, but green glass. Hope you'll remember so that you won't get pinched. And let's just see how things are going out there for you. Again, it's hard for me to see any comments with this view, but I'm going to trust that you guys are there. And I'm also going to come back at the end of the session. And of course, I will make sure to answer any comments that come in, that come into the board or onto the members' website. All right. So from here, other things I wanted to talk about before we get started, and then we do have to get started because I have a lot planned with this balance workout. We're going to do a different format. We were doing the circuit where we went 1 to 2 minutes back and forth. Now what we're going to do is we will do my 20-20-20 format, which will still be very balanced. We'll do 20 minutes of cardio, 20 minutes of strength and stability, balance, and 20 minutes of nice, refreshing cool down and flexibility. So with that said, again, back to myplate.gov, we want to try to eat healthy. And I have a few tips here that are specific for the 65 plus age group or 60 up, and a few tips to make. One is to eat more fiber, and with the fiber, hopefully some more B12. And that would be with a lot of your fruits and vegetables and your whole grains and your fortified cereals. So try to include those in your diet. 2 would be to drink more water, and we talk about that all this time. And in particular, try to stay away from sugary drinks. Even orange juice or fruit juices can be considered high sugary drinks. So drink more water. And then another tip is to try to get more vitamin D, calcium and potassium. They work together. And one of the greatest ways to achieve that is to drink more milk. So see if you can drink a little more milk as long as you're not lactose intolerant. Maybe 3 a day or something like that. 3 glasses a day would be great. And if you don't tolerate milk, maybe a little bit of yogurt or something lactose free, like you can buy cheeses and milks lactose free. And those are my 3 big tips for eating healthy as we age, because those the fiber, the B12, the potassium, the calcium, the vitamin D are all so important to our overall heart and bone health as we're aging. So we might as well hedge our bets and eat as healthfully as possible to try to increase those things. So now I'm going to get on up and I'm going to tell you what we're going to need for today's workout. Obviously the 60 up board. You're going to notice I have a chair nearby. This is a nice sturdy chair that I've pulled out. I happen to have it's something made by VQ Fitness, and it's really sturdy. I like it for exercise. And then I'm going to be using the short bands. We will be using them in 2 ways. Free, meaning free hold for the first half, and then we're going to hook them onto the board when we move to the board work. So have both of these available and nearby, a towel for stretching and also to wipe down in case you get a little sweaty today, because we will be doing some continuous cardio, so that could happen. That's often where we up that. And then we're going to put a little music on. I think my music went off, so let me turn it on. And I think we're good. Awesome. And we are going to get started with our warm-up and our cardio. So let's get going. I'm going to go ahead and start a little music. All right, let's stand up nice and tall. Hands on those handles. Let's just rock up and down through the feet. Let's warm up those ankles, those toes, peripheral of the body. And let's squeeze and open the fingers, squeeze and open. So I'm thinking about the distal parts of my body, the furthest away from my center. The hands, the fingers, the feet, the toes, as I squeeze and rock. Nice. At the same time, I'm really focusing on keeping my posture real tall, chin parallel to the floor, chest up. I'm bracing my abdominal muscles, pulling them in just a bit to stabilize my core. Keep rocking. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now walk in place. Let's walk. Easy. Hands on pulse. Chest up. Let's just get that cardio warmed up. You've got this. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes on the floor portion of our cardio. We got to get loosened and limbered a little bit. So take it easy and tap out to the side and in. Side and in. Good. Tap and close. Nice thing is that with these balance bars, you can feel comfortable moving and warming up, knowing you've got something to hang on to if your balance isn't all on and ready to go. 2 more. Now we're going to tap back, same thing, tap behind you and in. Wiggle those fingers every once in a while. Keep your head high, your chin parallel to the floor. Excellent. Now we're going to tap the board with the heel. So tap on that red line right in front of you. You can already start to feel your heart rate elevating a little bit because you're moving those legs to the rhythm of the beat. Good job. All right, heel drops in place right here. Just bounce them up and down. And as you're bouncing, pull up through your navel. Lift real high. Chin up, chest up. Excellent. Good. Keep bouncing. Do about 30 seconds. Tightening your core. Doing a little bit of compression up your legs, your torso, all the way to through your spine. Excellent. In 4, 3, 2. Now wide and narrow. Go out, out, in. Step, wide, step, narrow. Out. A little faster if you're comfortable with this. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Back to heel drops in the center, up and down. Let's wave those fingers a little bit, keep that upper body moving. Pound those heels, tighten up, lift up, chin up, chest up, other leg, march. So now I'm leading with the other side to go out, out, in. Again, wide, 2, narrow, 2, wide, 2. Can you go tempo? Try it if you want to. Out, in. Now remember, you can always manage the intensity by slowing it down or not going quite so wide with the step. Here we go. 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. All right, now just bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. We're going to take one arm down and up. So let that arm sweep behind you. From the side, it looks like this. Behind you and up. Notice how my hips are sitting back into that more chair angled squat. Down and up. Warming up the shoulder girdle, pumping up that cardio. Deep breath. Excellent. 2 more. Last one, hand on the other rail, and let's go. Keep sweeping back. Warm up the other shoulder. Excellent. Down and up. You got it. Come on now. 4 more. And 3. and 2. Last one. All right, hands on the rails, walk it out again. Easy march. Now turn slightly towards your right, holding on. We're gonna let one leg, the back leg, the one furthest away from me, come to the forward position, and then we're gonna rock forward and back on the floor. Up, down, up, down. Good. Back and forward. Now add the arm. Reach up, pull back, reach up, pull back, reach up, pull back. Keep that movement going. Little rocking horse on the floor. Excellent. Can you feel it? 4 more. Heart rate going up. 3, 2. Last one. Back to center. Wide sway side to side. Lunging those legs. Keeping that cardio high. Here we go. Excellent. All right, now start to pivot to the other side and rock forward and back. Reach and pull. Rocking horse on the floor. Let's go. Front, back, front, back. Breathe nice and deep. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Back to center. Side to side. Little wider legs now. Let's bend that knee a little deeper. Remember, the more you bend, the more muscle you engage, the higher that heart rate goes. You've got this. Out and over. Ooh, we've done just about 5 minutes on the floor. So we're going to move into our next cardio pattern, which will be stepping up. All right, march right first. Right in, left in. Right, left, right. All right, go back and posture check. Keep your chest up, head high. We're going to start off with a slow basic step. So right, left, left. Imagine you're climbing, I don't know, a mountain, the stairs, whatever. We go up, 2, and allow the board to rock. You're stepping on about number 1 and 1. So it's 1 up, 1, then back down to the floor. Up, 2, down, 2. The board will naturally rock with you. That's okay. Here we go. Up. This is really nice because it kind of simulates real life. Sometimes you might be walking up a hill and maybe there's a little bit of a crack or something in the floor or the ground, and so you have to adjust for unlevel surfaces. Life isn't always a smooth walk, right? 4 more. Nice. 3. Last 2. And then we're going to start moving a little wider with our basic step. So instead of 2, go to the pole. That's about a 2.5, right? So angle your toe a little bit on a V angle, like you're going to make a turning step about the width of the poles. That's about a 2.5, isn't it? Keep going. Up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. You're really going to feel the rock on the wider step. All right. Now from here, go and hold and then come off. So we're just going to go to 3 up and then 3 down. So like you're going to turn almost. So the toe angles almost like you're going to turn and come off your board, but instead you just rock back. So little butt kicker right there. Nice. 3 up and down and up. And you can lean a little bit onto this. Grab that weight on that leg. Plant and curl. Keep the chest up. Keep the head high. Nice. Keep the cardio going. 4 more. 3 more. Notice I'm tapping on the ground as I come back. 2 more. Last one. And then come back to the center. Now march with the other side. Left, march. Center out your board in case it moved a little bit. Just march in place, march in place. Excellent. All right, ready? Slow basic. Left leg. Up, up. And you're stepping up, I don't know, kind of 1.5, I might say, where those 2 empty holes are on your board. Up, up, down, down. Good. Now when you step up, it's your full foot. And then as you step down, make sure your full foot also returns to the ground. So not just the toes, toe ball heel. Flat foot up, toe ball heel down. Flat foot up, toe ball heel. Chest up, chin up. Looks great. All right, now we're gonna go a little wider, so about a 2.5, which is where that pole is, between the 2 and 3 on your board. And it is okay for you to look down a little bit. So occasionally look down to make sure that your foot placement is solid. Good job. Up, 2, down. Again. We've got this. That cardio section is passing by. We're getting there. Remember, this is an equal split, so we're spending about 20 minutes in cardio, 20 minutes strength and balance, and then whatever's left over in our final stretch. 4 more like this. 4. Let it rock. 3. Cardio is the goal. Getting that heart rate up, breathing and respiration up, energy up. All right, now remember this was the up, tap. Or wait, actually we did up, curl, and down, tap. So on the diagonal with that left foot like you're gonna turn the corner and then kick yourself in the butt. Up, again, up, kick, and tap. Kick. Now as you're doing this, you can lean in a little bit, but keep that head high and the core engaged. Catch yourself on that forward, well, we won't call it a fall because you're definitely not falling. That little forward lean where you control that body weight and propel it back to the ground. So catch yourself. Here's where function comes in. We need to learn to use those leg muscles to get us back going in the direction we need to go if, once in a while, or unfortunately, sometimes we trip a little. And that's where you need to be able to catch yourself and use those strong leg muscles to propel you back. Excellent. Now, if at any time you're getting tired, please do feel free to sit down and take a little break or just march in place behind your board and watch what we're doing. Let's do 4 more of these. And 3. Last 2. 1 more time. All right, now from here, we're gonna come and step up on 2 and 2, and we're gonna start the next pattern as a rocking pattern. So, well, actually I'm 1 and 1. 1 and 1, rock. Bending, shifting, pressing through the feet, through the palms. Allow those knees to bend just slightly as you shift your weight right to left and left to right. Engaging a lot of those thigh muscles, calf muscles, gluteal muscles, buttocks, core muscles. And even if you push your palms into the poles, you'll be feeling this in your chest and shoulders and biceps or arm muscles. Push, push, push. Good work. Now we're gonna do a moving rock. Let's go. Rock, out and out, out and out, like a little inchworm, as wide as you can go, and then come back in and in. And I'm not gonna really call the numbers because it's just kind of where your stride goes. But we're gonna go 4 on the way out. And then we're gonna step in 4 on the way in. 3, 2, Keep moving. Again, let's go out, out, out. 2 more. Don't fall off the edge. You can look down and in. 4 and 3 and 2. Adjust. Let your brain do the work. Now 2 counts. Out and 2. In and 2. Little baby steps. Out, 2 and in. 2. Now this time go out and stay there, and then let's rock, rock, rock with a little more bend in the knee, a little more force through those thighs. Go, push, push, push. Excellent, keeping that cardio up. We're rounding out that 20 minutes. Go, 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 push, push, push. In, out. Right, left, ground yourself. Use your palms, push the poles, engage more upper body muscle, and that will shoot that heart rate up even higher. Push, pull, push, pull, push. Now, whether you've got the metal poles or the plastic poles, you can still use that pressure of palm to pole to increase some dynamic tension across the chest and shoulders. Can you feel that? Nice. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then walk it in and rock it into the center, back to that kind of taller form. And this time, let's let the feet pedal a little. So actually allow your heel to pop up and your toe to push into the board as you rock. So a little more foot action, a little more foot action. This is good for mobility and circulation down all the way to those toes. Stomp your heels up and down, bend your knees, shift it out. Good. Now we're going to go the other direction, wide and narrow. So out, 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 out. Now remember, don't fall off. Here we go. In, 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 in. All right, now just 2 counts. Let's go. Out, 2, and in, 2. Again, out, 2, and in, 2. Now your body is adjusting naturally, neuromuscularly, reactively to the move of the board. I'm not even cueing it. Your body's just doing it. It's shifting, it's gripping, it's keeping its balance. Wiggle your fingers every once in a while. And bring it in. One more time, let's take it out. And bring it in. All right, let's rock and roll. Heels up, heels up. Push, push. Excellent. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's step off. Good job. Walk it out a little bit. Let's get some water. We've been going 20 minutes and you should be a little thirsty. So let's everybody take some water, take a little water break. Again, cheers to St. Patty's Day if you missed my opening. We got that beat going. All right, so we're ready now to move on to strength training. The beat isn't as important, so I've put the music down. Did you know that the area that recognizes music in your brain is a little separate from some of the motor skills? And so oftentimes there's a great crossover, or it can help you with your rhythmic skills if there's music in the background. Some people find automatically their body just moves a little more fluidly when there's music to move to. Makes sense, right? So during the cardio in particular, I like to have a pretty strong metronome beat to stick to. Now though, we're going to go on to strength, and that's not going to be as important because really with strength, it's about muscle control, slowing everything down. So we're going to start with a short band in hand and on the handrails of your 60 up. And I want you to just hold both the grips and the tube, and we're gonna do a sit back elevator style squat. So I want you to go down to the first floor, which is, if possible, just slightly above parallel to ground with the hips. And then I want you to take about 4 counts to come up and squeeze your glutes. Again, go down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your weight in your heels. Come back up. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little better what I want you to lead with your hips, and I want you to keep your core and your torso at a really nice strong angle. Then the hips come under to tall standing posture. Again, 4 floors, all the way down as low as you can go, trying to keep the hips as level as you can. 4, 3, 2, and you can keep a little weight on the poles to help you feel balanced. Sit back and up. Take some breaths. These are working the large muscles of the hip joint and knee joint, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, the glutes, but you're still working your core because you've got to keep that spine in good alignment, especially as you're sitting back. Weight should be in your heels. This is also offering you a nice opportunity to stretch out your shoulder girdle. Can you feel that? Your shoulders and your arms are getting a stretch if you're hanging on to those poles. All right, one more time. Sit back. Keep your weight in your hips, in your heels. Now, coming up, stand tall, tighten. Now, I'm going to have you take one arm off your pole, right? And we're just going to pull out and back with the other arm. Good. So one arm is grounded, the other arm is pulling back, and I really want you to think about pulling back through the shoulder girdle and between the shoulder blades. Feel a shortening action in those mid-trapezius and rhomboid muscles. Pull it back. Ooh, boy, I can feel that. Can you? Stop when you need to. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Put it down. Push your back to the back wall and stretch the upper back for a second. Wiggle your fingers. Sit back into the squat and stretch those large back muscles. Keep your hands up on your poles. All right, come out of it. Stand tall. Get the other arm ready. Pull back. Back. I did more of a pulsing action on the other side, which we can do here, or if this is too aggressive, make it a slower pull. Reach and pull back. Your choice. Probably a good idea to step a little closer to your board if you're feeling too much tension or difficulty standing in that nice, tall, upright posture. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's round the back and stretch. From the side, here's what I'm just stretching out that upper back that I just worked, and then I'm going to sit back into it to even stretch further. Arms stay up on the poles, hips go back. Let your head just come forward. Very nice. All right. Now we're going to turn to the side. Let's turn to the right side. We're going to take the strappy side, not the handle side, and we're going to stick it underneath our right foot and step on it. Then you're going to hold it with that back hand, which is your right hand. You're going to step the right foot forward. You're going to hold the pole with your left arm. Now, we're just going to hold a bicep curl with the arm and lunge. So down, up. Just holding the bicep curl. We're not really curling. We're just holding a dynamic or isometric contraction. And we're bending both knees, using the pole to keep our tall posture. Chin up, chest up. Again, a nice thigh worker and hip worker, glute worker. And you're going to start feeling some tension building in that bicep as well. Nice. Keep going. You can always slow this down if you're finding this a little too aggressive of a pace. So don't feel like you have to stay in tempo with me. Keep it strong and rest when you need a break. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now let's come down, lean in. Now take that handle, and this time we're going to row it, pulling behind you. Now for some of you, you might be able to choke up or grab down on that tube a little to get more resistance. Because you want to feel tension building from the very first moment that you pull down low. You don't want there to be too much slack in your tube. So I don't know if you can see what I did here. How I just grabbed part, keep going. I just grabbed so that it's got more tension. These are strong muscles, the latissimus dorsi. So you can usually do some good tension in a row. Notice my torso, my body, my head alignment, all in a good straight line. And if you get tired or you start to feel a good amount of muscle fatigue, then just take a personal break and stop. 4 more, here we go. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, let's come out, take that tube off. Oh, come back to the center, and let's just take this arm and circle it around, loosen it up, shrug it off, shake it off. Stretch your neck a little, especially on that side that might have gotten tight or tense from holding and doing some of that work. Give me a little pendulum swing on this arm. Good. Woo. And then let's get set up for the other side. So we're gonna now put that tubing underneath the left foot. Got the handle in the left arm. Left foot front, right foot back. We're in our good lunge position. Sometimes you have to readjust the lunge, okay? Just to make sure that as you bend the knees and come up, both knees are feeling comfortable. I'm holding the bicep curl with the arm that's free, or that back arm, I should say. Neither are free, are they? One is holding your pole, the other is holding the tube, creating nice tension for the leg movement, as well as a steady isometric tension for the bicep. Make sure that you squeeze your glutes as you come up. Tighten up those buttocks muscles, the glutissimos. Here we go. Keep breathing, keep that head high. Make sure you're bending both knees equally. They want to look like little right angles or get close to right angles. Here we go, down, up. Once again, feel free to take your personal breaks when you need them. Chin and chest high. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, last one. And then we're going to lean in. Remember, you might want to choke up a little on the band and add that bent over row position. So the bent over row position, you're leaning, holding your pole. You have a long line from head to hip, and that elbow is pulling up towards the ceiling, working those large back muscles. Good, breathe. You're also working your bicep actively here. Inhale and exhale. If it gets too hard, feel free to stop, or if you've cinched up on that tube, then of course, go back to a longer tube position. That's it. Keep breathing. Take your own natural breaks. That's true and important during any exercise. If you need some water, we will take a natural water break when we're done with the strength, but feel free to take a water break anytime you need to. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, and 3, and 2, last one. All right, let's ease ourselves back into the center, and let's go ahead and take that tubing off the leg. Now I'm going to go ahead and loop my tubing onto the board because our next series is going to take place on the board. So I'm going to put my short band very quickly, not as quickly as I'd like, obviously, on the outer notches. Take a second. Those of you that are quicker at this than me, feel free to get some water as well. Now, if you're just one of those people that don't want to use your bands when you're on the board, totally can respect that. That's all right. You can still do the moves and just do simulated arm pattern as though you have the bands in your arms. Okay, so I'm all hooked up and ready. I'm not going to move my poles because we're not going to need to. We're going to step on and on. Now, again, we're still in our strength phase. So what I want us to do is be at about 1.5. That's where those inner holes are. And what we're going to do is a squat lift for the outer hip and thigh. So we're going to squat, and then we're going to lift, and then we're going to squat. Now, you might touch your band. That's okay. Even if you wanted to, you could maybe even push into your band and get a little more action in that gluteus medius. So it's not a bad thing to hit the band and push it. Squat and abduct. We call that abduction when your leg comes out. And yes, there will be a little natural lean that happens through your body, but try to keep it strong as you lean with the whole core. You have to brace a little bit through your abdominal wall and your spine. You have to just keep everything tense and tight so you get a nice lean with that lift. Lean and lift. Good. You don't have to hook the band. Just the weight of the leg is going to work that outer hip. That's called the gluteus medius. And as importantly, the stability on the side that you're still standing on. All those hip muscles have to contract and adjust, not only to the rocking surface of the board, but the moving tilt of your body. So can you feel a lot of muscles firing up in that hip joint? Strengthening those muscles, so important, especially to walking gait. You want to have strong hip lifters, both to the side and the inside as well. The outside abduction, the inside adduction. Here we go, a couple more. Whew. All right. Last one on the left. Last one on the right. And now come back to the center and balance on your right foot. Find a balance spot, so maybe in the red center, and lift your other leg, stability and strength, with a little press across. So press, press. Imagine Dan would like this. You're kicking across the soccer ball to your partner on the side. Kick it, kick it. Keep that inside of your foot facing the side wall. Work hard to stay in the center of that balance. Try to keep your board centered. Ooh, you're going to feel those inner thighs kicking in real quick. Standing leg can have a little bend in the knee. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold it. Take a mental picture. Straighten up that leg. See if you can let go with one or both arms. I know it's not easy, so just try. Don't feel like you have to. Hold it, hold it, hold it. That's it. Strengthening that ankle, strengthening the foot. Feel the toes grounded. Pull up through the spine. That's it. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Remember what was up. Left was up, right was down. Come on back to the ground. Back to the squat. Second set of the squat lift. And then we have to stand on our left and lift our right. So here we go again. Center out. Squat and abduct. Down and out. Down and out. And your foot placement is really going to be whatever's comfortable for you. But it's probably going to be around the 2-point or those pole holes that are in the center. And remember to tighten the side of your buttocks as you do this. Allow the board to ground out and lift. Ground down and lift. Core tight. Chest up. We are getting there, gang. Beautiful. Breathe it in, breathe it out. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And now remember, we're going to stand in the middle with our left, bring our right up, and then we're just going to cross like you're kicking that soccer ball. Try to balance your board. Keep your chest up high, chin parallel to floor. Cross kick. Cross kick. Nice. That little red ball, if it would come back, I'd say kick it, but it won't come back. Chin and chest up high. Cross kick. Lift. Lift. Awesome. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Wiggle your fingers every once in a while. You've got this. Can you feel it? In that hip and inner thigh? 2 more. Now just hold and balance. Try to straighten that standing leg. Front leg can be bent, and see if you can let go with one or both arms. Stick that board. Ooh, mine isn't sticking very well, is it? All right, you can always put your hands to the outside of the poles, keep them from shaking so much. Ooh, earthquake in California. Here we go. Stay tall. Chin parallel to the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. All right, one more series. This is going to be for the shoulders. So I want you to grab your right handle and pivot towards it. I want you to get in a lunge position. We're going to rock and lift. Rock and lift. For that front shoulder, just rock back, lift up. Rock back, lift up. You can use a little bit of toe action here too. Notice what my feet are doing, which is really good for ankle mobility. So as I rock back, my front toe comes up. As I rock front, my heel comes up on the back leg. Good. Now again, this might be a little tough with the short bands, but only think about lifting that arm as high as it'll go. Doesn't have to get to the shoulder or higher. You're working that deltoid even in the first third of the action from down to up. Nice. If you don't have a tube, just imagine that you're holding a tube and create a little internal dynamic tension on the way up. Slow it down. 4 more. 3 more. Last 2. Are you still working those ankles? Last 1. Go ahead and hook it up. Whoo, shake off that arm, circle it around. And then let's ease ourselves to the other direction. Nice. Pivot turn, grab that other handle. Once again, we're going to rock and roll, and we're going to lift and flex. So arm goes up on the way forward, toe comes up on the way back. So we get a really nice tibialis work here, shin work, ankle mobility work. Good. Whew. And the short tubes are tough. I should have offered long tubes if you felt this was too much. But the nice thing is that first third degrees of the movement is really one of the more important points that we want to focus on, because it starts to fire more of some of those rotator cuff muscles. So I'm really not that interested on how high the arm gets, but how tight you work through that range that you've got. Keep that head and shoulders lined up. Inhale and exhale. Keep breathing. You've got this. 4 more, then we've got to get onto our stretch. 3. I promised a good stretch, didn't I? 2. Last 1. Whew, hook it up. All right, come on down and get some water. Cheers to St. Patty's Day. And no, I don't have green beer in here. It's just water. Awesome, guys. We've been going 40 minutes non-stop. Whew. That's a good workout in itself. But now it's time to balance it a bit. How? With some good stretching and mobility. All right. So I'm gonna calm it down. I'm gonna do a little something different today. I'm gonna turn my board around. I invite you to do that with me. I'm gonna grab my sturdy chair and I'm gonna sit down behind the red ball. All right, I got my towel, I got my board, I got my chair. I'm gonna keep my towel here. Now I'm actually gonna take my shoe off, both of them, and I invite you to do so as well. We don't use the benefits of this red ball as much as we should because it really does have some extra special neurological reasons to use. The reason I turn the board around is so that if you need to hold your pole, you can, and they're closer, you're not reaching out so far. So you can keep your fingertips on. I want you to put the right foot up, and I just want you to roll and massage between the toes. So stay seated tall. You don't have to hold your poles if you don't want to. Sometimes it just keeps at least one hand on the pole will keep the board from getting too crazy on you down there. And just roll big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Really push down on it. Feel that sensation against the feet. Now, if you didn't want to take your shoes off, you can still do this with your shoes on. You're just going to feel a lot more of the sensation, the neurological connection to your brain if you have less material between you and the nubs of the ball, right? All right, now let's put the heel on it and do the same thing. Just kind of circle. You might feel a little bit of the arch of the foot, inner, outer foot, really allowing your ankle to do all the actions that it knows how, whether it's evert and invert, flex, I don't even want to say plantar or dorsiflex because that's what it's called. We call it pointing and flexing. But there are other more anatomically correct terms. All right, roll it around. Heel is pushing into the ball. And now put it right down in the center of the arch and push into it. And then release. And then again, make contact and press into the arch. And release. Press into the arch. Feel that little pressure points. One more. Push down on it. Hold that. And release. Now, go ahead and take that leg out in front of you. Put your both hands on the poles. Lean from your hips. You might want to scooch a little forward on your chair and just rock that ankle as you stretch out those calf muscles and those hamstring muscles. Try not to round forward with your torso, but lean forward. I call that hip hinging forward. So moving at the hip to get closer to that leg. And then rocking that ankle, freeing up those muscles. Now, as you're rocking the ankle, let your toes kind of flare on the way up. Flare them out and then pull them together, really working that chain of muscles and connective tissues. Good. One more. And then from here, go ahead and bring this foot back in and let's switch sides. Okay, other toe on. Remember, you might only want to hold with one hand so you don't lean too much on this. And we're just going to rock and roll. Kind of stir up the foot, feel it. You can go side to side, push your big toe, push your middle toes, push your pinky toe. Grip into that ball. That's it. So many of us, as we age, end up having some neuropathy and some numbness, some drop foot, some problems in the feet. So the more we can stimulate, circulation, pressure, even if you're not feeling it that much, just making your mind do it. Believe it or not, those sensations, waking up some of those neurons that connect the brain to the feet. Good. Now again, from here, we're going to come more to the heel. So we're going to rock and roll through the arch, forward and back. Feel that massage on the heel, side to side, whatever motion feels good to you. What pressure points feel good to you? Just sense and think about them. That's great. And then we're going to come to the arch of the foot and we're going to push directly down. You can lean in from the hip and then release up. And again, push directly down, maybe a little off-centered, catching a little more the outer part of that arch. And the next time, maybe a little more towards the inside. Ooh, there's a tender spot on mine right there. And up And again, push firmly down and release up. One more time, push firmly down. Oh, I felt that one. And now stretch that leg out to the front, grab the handles, lean from the hips, and start to rock and roll that ankle. Trying to keep the leg as straight as possible so you feel this in the hamstrings. Pointing and flaring your toes. On the way back, stretch them, point them. We did a lot of leg work today between our various squats and lunges and abductions and adductions, outs and ins, ups and downs. So let's really give our hammies and our calves a nice stretch. All right, and then let's go ahead and slide that foot back in. Now taking the feet to the outside of your red ball on the floor, lean in and cross one shoulder towards the opposite knee. So my right shoulder is going towards my left. I'm pushing out a little bit on my thighs to stretch those inner thighs and my torso, and my shoulder girdle up, and then let's go to the other direction. Pushing out on my left thigh as I rotate to my right. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale as you come up, and exhale as you rotate and go down, pushing in the opposite direction. Inhale up, you're gonna feel this in your back muscles. Exhale down, your chest and shoulder muscles. Inhale up, your inner thigh muscles. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And bring it back to the center. Now, this time, I want to see if you can pivot. Now, just do this gingerly. Let your body lean back. Let the knee drop and pivot to the side if you can. If not, stay forward. But I'm on the edge of my chair. I'm holding my pole, grounding myself. I'm straightening the back as much as possible, and I'm leaning forward towards the front. What does this look like? A runner's lunge, yes. This is the seated runner's lunge. And what it does is it opens up this hip flexor so nicely, which is a group that gets really tight, especially if you've been sitting around a little bit too much lately. Put your toe under and push your heel back, and you'll feel a great stretch in your calf as well. And if this is doable and doesn't cause any discomfort in your lower back or your knee, then take that back arm and reach up. And now, guess what? We just went into the warrior pose, a seated version. A little yoga. Inhale and exhale, lift up your chest, pull in your navel. Make sure you're not overarching at the low back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let the arm come down. Now getting out of this is just as important as getting in. So lean forward first, bend the back knee and allow it to cup under and come together with the front knee. Now you're in a diagonal, but knees are together, and then you're going to walk both feet, little tiny steps, swivel your hips, grab the other pole, lean back towards the rear of your chair. That opens up this hip so you can swing the knee back. Lean forward to continue to swing that leg back, and then get into that runner's lunge posture. Adjust it. If you feel like you're cramping in the back, lean into it more. If not, and you think you can go for a little more squared off pelvis push into that hip flexor, do so. But be comfortable, okay? A stretch should be edge of discomfort, never pain. All right, lean in, hold the stretch, toe is under, calf is stretching, hip is stretching. Such a great stretch for the body if you can get into this position. And then if it's feeling pretty doable and you want to add another level, lift that arm up, upright your body a little bit, tighten those abdominals, tuck the glute under, and go into that warrior pose from the chair. Now, once in a while, we arch our back too much on this. So if that's happening, then just lean forward more. The more up you go, the more the tendency might be to overarch here. So listen to your body. Try to get your pelvis squared forward in the direction you're looking. Bring that arm up. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more deep breaths. Pull that arm up. Traction that shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then bring the arm down. And how do we get out of this? We lean in first. We sit back towards the rear of your chair and allow this leg to shimmy forward. Very important. And then once the knees are together, we sit up. We swivel around. We sit up nice and tall. We take a nice deep breath up. We grab the energy in the room. We bring it into ourselves. We remember to eat green, to drink more fluids, and to go to myplate.gov if you want more tips on healthy eating for the month of March. Thank you guys. Again, I'm Kathy Stevens. If you don't know me, if it's your first time, unfortunately, I'm not able to see my chat box today, but as soon as we are done, I am going in and answering any questions or thumb upping any comments. I love both. So please do comment. Let me know what you like, what else you need, and just keep coming and tell your friends to get here too, because there's nothing better you can do for yourself besides eating well than exercising on the 60 up board. All right, guys, signing off. Kathy Stevens. Happy St. Patty's Day. Awesome. Take care.